Welcome to the Back to Brick Property Podcast. I'm your host, David Lamb. On this podcast, we'll be stripping property investors and business people alike back to brick to find out how their journey can help you on your journey.
This podcast is brought to you by Orange Sales and Lettings. If you know someone that is looking to sell or let a home, please get in touch. Referral fees are available. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the Back to Brick Property Show, sponsored by Orange Sales and Lettings. I'm your host, David Lamb. My guest today is Chris Perry. He's a property developer from Essex who's produced some fantastic high-end properties throughout the region, including HMOs and buy-to-lets. Chris has created a portfolio worth more than £4 million and is showing no signs of stopping. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, good.
Yeah?
It was an easy journey up here. We only did it in about 5 hours.
Is this your first time in the North East then?
It is. I've never been anywhere further north than Manchester.
All right, okay.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
Yeah.
I've got
We're not in Scotland, you know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite yet.
I can't conflate the accents. They're completely different. There was a
Can you
Scotsman
understand me?
Just about, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. You don't have a heavy accent.
My accent's quite diluted because I lived in Australia for a long time, so
Yeah.
I had to put on a neutral accent the whole time I was there. So
I found on the train here that the announcements on your trains are in clear southern accents.
Yeah.
Which is
makes us feel posher, makes us feel less of scumbag. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but no, I do really appreciate your time, mate. It's I know we're in various WhatsApp groups and I follow you on Instagram, so I've seen the properties that you produced and unbelievable. Yeah, obviously our good friend Nick's introduced us, and it's great to have you on. So tell me how your journey began. Then let's go literally back to brick, mate. And where did life start, and how did you end up where you are today?
I left school at 16 and I went straight into working. I wasn't very good academically. I got 10 C's at GCSE. I was the average student.
At least you were consistent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, you have to be in life as a lesson for it. But yeah, I left school at 16. I said, right, I want to go and earn some money. So I didn't have any skills. And I got a job working in a factory.
Right.
And it was a metalworks factory, and I was sweeping up bits of metal, and they made me clean the toilets, which were filthy, by the way. But yeah, but you have to start somewhere.
100%, yeah.
But no, it just taught me the kind of the value of hard work. The harder, but basically, I wouldn't have been earning any money getting drunk at college.
No, exactly.
I would have just been spending it, right?
It'd been a waste of time for me to go to uni. Yeah, just complete. It's a waste of time for most people to go to uni. To be fair,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I remember watching that you watched BBC News or whatever growing up, and then they interview some students that have just gone to university, and then everyone's so very brainwashed, saying if you don't go to university, you're never going to get anywhere in life.
Yeah.
But there was very much that rhetoric, wasn't there, with growing up? But that's not true. It doesn't have to be true.
I think everybody's got a degree now. So if you go to uni and do a degree, you're not particularly standing. I mean, if you're going to be an architect or a solicitor or something specific like that,
specialist, right?
Yeah. But you see so many people going and doing like
graphics
finance
design,
yeah,
McDonald's, yeah,
exactly, and then they're working in call centres the rest of their life.
That's exactly it.
I was the same as you, just a grafter straight from school.
Yeah, but reality is what you make it.
Yeah.
Okay. You create your own destiny, essentially, right? So if you want to do well and you're driven and you work hard, then there's no reason why you can't. The only thing I think that is completely out of our control is our health.
Yeah.
But there are things that we can do, of course, like with what we put into our bodies and the exercise that we do, and all up here as well. Yeah. Don't forget, this is, I think, 99% of it.
Oh, 100%.
Which is the driving force behind it. But you can just make your own reality, I think.
100%. Well, you're living proof of it. If you've started off sweeping floors in a with all due respect, in a metal factory, a metal works, I should say, and now you've got a fantastic property portfolio. So, how did property even become a thing for you, from where you started?
I'll tell you. Yeah. So, I had friends who were estate agents. I had friends who were mortgage brokers, and they got to put on a suit every day and go to work. And it seemed as if they were earning more money. You know, when you go down the pub and they can buy the extra round of drinks, whereas you want to be last on the round because you may not have enough cash in your pocket.
I never bought the round. You know?
No, I drank the round. So I got myself a job in an office, actually working as a tea boy,
right?
Literally making tea and coffee, and hot chocolate. And that was a 5-minute walk from my house, and I sent off my CV everywhere. And I didn't know anything about property or anything like that. I just wanted to work in an office, and that was it for me when I was 16 years old or 17. It's like, right, I have made it. If I sit in front of a computer and I wear a suit and I feel important, then I must be important. That's not true. That's rubbish. So I got a job working in a local law firm, making tea and coffee, and it literally was tea boy. Right. Let's cross that one out because it's not politically correct these days, and let's put office assistant.
Right, okay.
But anyway, I was still making tea and coffee.
Yeah.
There was 3 people in that office, and so you had the senior partner, you had the lawyer, and then you had the PA, right? And so the PA, she hated me. She said I didn't make tea properly. But yeah, so she asked me to, one of my first major jobs, wearing the suit for the first time, was they gave me paper shredding to do.
Right, okay.
And they had this like 1990s paper shredder. And she said to me, this lady, she said, you put all of that paper, all of that filing from 20 years ago, because after 10 years, basically, you can burn it. You can throw away all the old documents from all the clients. So I shredded it, and this great big shredder I put on all this paper, and it was shuddering around. And this is my first like proper office job. It's like, right, okay, now remember you wear a suit, you're meant to feel important. I was like, okay, this is going in. I think, right, okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this more efficient. And I just literally picked up all these big piles of paper and I shoved them in. But above it said, there was a sign saying, remove all staples and paper clips.
Oh, never.
I didn't see that.
Right.
I didn't think of it. But basically I shredded about 10,000 bits of paper that day.
God.
And all the metal and all the shards all went through. But what this lady did, this PA who served the office, on a Friday was she took out all the paper shreddings and she poured it into her rabbit hutch. Her best friend was her rabbit, Oscar. No, this is mad. Because she'd lost her husband, she lost her son, and it was literally just her and her rabbit.
And now she's lost the rabbit.
She eventually did, yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, this is the mad thing. So they got rid of me from that office. Basically, I'd killed the rabbit. My dad actually said, he made a joke. He goes, oh, well, at least he was on a staple diet. And I was like, so I said, oh, well, that would be a really funny joke to tell to the lawyer in there. I told it, and then he repeated it, and then that was me. I was done. Yeah. So they transferred me. They transferred me out. And where I grew up, we've got something called the Central Line, right? So it takes people from Essex into Central London, and I was working at the end of the Central Line, so I was looking at all these very well presented people going to London every day, and I was on the wrong side, so I was going out to their other office that they sent the people to that they didn't go on with, with the hope that I would resign and leave. So I was looking across the platform, and I said, right, I want to be one of them guys. I want to be one of them guys going into Central London. So I did. I sent off my CV, and I got a job as an accounts junior, working for a law firm. Next to the Tower of London up there. So I was like, oh, this is great. This is fantastic. So now you've got to, obviously, you build your environment, you build your reality around you, right? And you say, right, now I've got a nicer suit now. I'm working in a nice environment. There's going to surely be more money in this. There wasn't that much more money in it. But it was like, right. So then I just worked my way up over the next decade or so and worked my way up in accounts. I was working for lawyers that they kept all their money in property.
Right, okay.
And that's how they got wealthy.
Okay.
And they used to stack their money in property there. And I thought, well, if they can do it, why can't we do it? Mm-hmm. Why can't the everyday person do that? Yep. Why has it got to be such a high barrier to entry that these wealthy people, they can store their money there? They can. Why can't the rest? Why can't this be available to everyone? And that was my mindset. And then I grew with that. I then bought my first flat in London, and it was like a little box.
How much was that, if you don't mind me asking?
167k.
Bloody hell, okay.
Yeah, but there's like a 5% deposit.
Yeah.
Some scheme or something.
Yeah. Well, were you living in it? Were you buying it to live in? Or?
Yeah, I was. So I lived in that for a couple of years, and there was a property boom in there as well. So I benefited from the capital growth, which is that wonderful. Yeah,
I've never heard of that term in the Northeast.
No, it's coming.
Yeah, it keeps telling me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I met my now wife, who's living not too far away, and we said, right, London's getting a bit rough now. Should we think about moving out? If we start a family, that'd be pretty cool. So we looked at Essex, and we found this beautiful house, and was like, right, let's put all of our money into moving out of London and just getting away and just building this dream, creating that reality that I mentioned earlier, right? So you create your own reality. So, right, wouldn't it be lovely if we could go and live in this picturesque, beautiful little village in Essex? We could go and do that. Easy access. You can go work in London. She's a quantity surveyor as well.
Oh, well. Okay.
So that was another influence of property as well. So she was pricing them up.
Yeah.
I think they call them brick counters.
Yes, they do, yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to sell my flat, and there was a chap that was trying to buy it, and he was using the government's Help to Buy scheme, trying to buy my flat, and he wanted to rent it out. Now, yeah, he also had a residential mortgage as well that he lined up. So he's committing mortgage fraud, and also HMRC don't like it very much when you use the Help to Buy scheme to buy something and rent it out. Yeah. He went and told his solicitor exactly what he was doing.
Oh, God.
So then that fell through. So I was like, this dream home, that it feels it's so close. It's there. I've manifested this. This is where I want to be. It feels like it's slipping out of my fingertips. So then I spoke to one of my friends who was a mortgage broker, and he said, did you know that you can borrow, you can do a let to buy, you can borrow against where you live right now, use that as a deposit, and then you can go and you can buy that house of your dreams. I said, no, I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about borrowing money. Yeah. I don't know anything about the current mortgage I'm on. I knew nothing of the property world, not really, even though I owned one. Yeah. And I think that's quite applicable to millions of people, I think, in this country. Yeah. So that was my first introduction to the facts that, hang on a minute, I can borrow money against an asset that's going to go up in value, even more with capital growth. And then I'm going to rent it out to someone who's going to pay me, and then I pay the bank. I get to pocket the difference after HMRC take a big chunk. Yeah. But I get to service that debt while I get to go and live my dream home. Well, that's amazing. Yeah. I'm going to do it.
No-brainer.
So I did that. So I was an accidental landlord. That's how I got into property. Yeah. Through that. COVID then hit. Yeah. The world was going to end. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't buy a newspaper, but you'd open up the news on your phone and they'd say, right, the world's going to end. Yeah. Oh, fuck it.
It did feel like that, didn't it?
Yeah. If the fucking world's going to end, I might as well do something with my life, right? I might as well borrow a load of fucking money while it's dirt cheap. We all knew that interest rates were going to go up. Yeah. The biggest risk that you take in life is not taking a risk. 100%. So we should go for it, right? We should do it. Because you look back, you're on your deathbed, you look back and you go, fuck, I wish I'd... Isn't it annoying when you come across those people that say, I could have done that?
Yeah, I know.
I wish you did that.
Yeah.
I should have done that.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have done that, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
You should have done it.
Exactly, yeah.
Don't talk about it. Do it. Go for it. Achieve the dream. We all know that interest rates are going to go up. So what I did was I borrowed a load of money for cheap. Do you have ClearScore?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So on ClearScore, there's loads of offers on there.
Yes, there is, yeah.
And we all spent a lot of time in front of our computers and at home
we did,
during lockdown. Yeah. And I watched a lot of YouTube videos, like a lot. And I was already a landlord with the buy-to-let, because you have to get a buy-to-let to get into HMOs.
Yes.
Usually, right, by rule of thumb.
Experienced landlord. The class is an experienced landlord if you've got one buy-to-let, don't they? Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. But I've actually skipped out a load in this story as well. What I'd actually done in that, before moving out, what I'd actually done is... Sorry, when I moved into my house, what I'd actually done is I'd done it up. I'd taken out a bank loan for cheap money, and I'd actually put in 2 new bathrooms. I did up my kitchen. I completely redecorated the place, right? So I completed my 2-year fix of my new home. In the meantime, I've been a landlord over here on a 2-year fix and I let to buy. Yeah. So I had 2 mortgages up for renewal. So what I did was I borrowed money from that and I borrowed money from my house. I was like, right, Jesus Christ, I've got this free bloody money. Because obviously you don't pay tax on borrowing.
Yeah, exactly.
You only pay tax on income, right? Yeah. It's not income. It's just borrowing against an asset that's gone up. Yeah. And you've added value to that. So anyway, I take that money and I go and buy another buy-to-let. I then bought it, refurbed it, refinanced it, rented it. Brilliant. Right? And when I refinanced it, I took the money back out and I got another one. And I did that again for a 4th time. So now I was a portfolio landlord. But...
is this all in Colchester?
This is all in Colchester.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I've just gone, right, well, how do you win a monopoly? You have to put a house in everything, right? But how about this? I've become a portfolio landlord, and I've basically done it with free money. You should never buy a house in your personal name, right? I did.
Yeah, I did.
They were all in my personal name. It's like, Jesus Christ, well, this is not working out to be very tax efficient at all, because I got a full-time job. I'm doing that as well. Anyway, what I was saying, COVID hits. We all do a lot of YouTube reading online. It's like, oh, there's this thing called an HMO, house in multiple occupation. A house in multiple occupation. Maybe I can monetize this. Like, what if? Oh, hang on a minute. It's all bills included. So right, okay, is this going to be a problem? At the time, no. I was thinking, right, well, this is going to be great. But then the rising cost of living hit, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just as I'd literally got into HMOs. So we was driving past, as a diversion on the way back from Sainsbury's, me and my wife, and we drove past this derelict-looking house. And we said, how about that? Chris, you know you've been speaking to me about HMOs. How about, what if we was to get that? That looks huge. It turned out to be a probate property in Colchester.
Yeah.
So put in an offer, like a ridiculously low offer, and they accepted. Like, wow. Then I got told by my broker that you can use something called a bridge loan. Don't get on a buy-to-let because that's mortgage fraud. You have to get on a bridge loan.
Yeah.
So then that was an introduction for me for bridging loans. Ended up turning that into a 7-bed, 7-bathroom HMO in the end. But what a fucking pain that was.
How did you go through the process of buying that property and doing 7-bed, 7-bath off the? Is that just from your learnings online? Is it?
Yes, it was.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
that
it
just
was.
shows you then.
Yeah, I'd actually I had to sell one of my buy-to-lets as well in order to get the money to actually do that. And I funded. I didn't know what development finance was at the time, so I took out loads of bank loans, leveraged myself up to my eyeballs. You could hypothetically take out a £25,000 loan in a bank loan.
Yeah.
And it's £500 repayment per month.
Right.
Okay. So that is capital and that is interest in there. So I can borrow £25,000 and it's £500 a month repayment. Well, how about this? What if I just put £5,000 in the bank, pay back the bank loan with their own money? I've got 20,000 quid to multiply and to create wealth with for 10 months. And that's my deadline. That's what I've got. So that's what I did with this HMO. And just go from there. It's like economies of scale, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what?
I've really jumped around a lot here, David.
Yeah, but that's good though. That's good
yeah.
because I just want to ask what challenges. I can't even imagine what challenges you must have faced doing that 7-bed, 7-bathroom HMO.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what were the main challenges? There must have been
The neighbours planning. Yeah. I got screamed at in the street. I had 2 hate groups about me.
Were HMOs a
Social
thing
media.
in Colchester at the time? Or was that
Not
did you bring them
really.
up? Right. Okay.
Not really, no. It was just a thing on YouTube.
Yeah.
And from my experience, but that was before I knew anyone who'd done HMOs. I was the first. I didn't have a mentor. I've never paid for property courses. I've never done any of this. This is all a recent thing, I feel, due to my exposure in the last few years. 4, 5 years, really.
Yeah.
Now it's kicking off. Obviously, HMOs, they get a mention in the media.
They still have a bad rep, don't they? I mean,
They have a terrible
you look
rep.
at the quality of the HMOs that we look at daily.
Yeah.
They're like high-end hotels, but they're, you know, in the media and people who are not involved in property. You know, HMOs, it's a dirty word, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. You've got some beautiful ones.
Even today.
Yeah. We tried to copy the hotel style kind of room. Every room, for example, every room, for example, has to have a 43-inch smart TV.
Yeah.
We thought we were the first ones to say, right, free Netflix. Well, it's not really free, is it? It's all bills included.
Yeah.
But we used to push that. We used to go, oh my God, we've got free Netflix. It's incredible. At the time, we achieved £675 a room in Colchester, right? And all the agents, everyone was like, oh my God, that's so much money. Now we're pushing £1,000 a room.
Are you really?
Yeah, just for those smaller rooms that we did back then.
For that same property?
For that same property.
£1,000 a room.
Yeah. So we, right, so what I did was I went straight from a C3, so through planning.
Yeah.
Didn't know what I was doing. Remember, it was just YouTube. You have to
theme
fail.
emerging here, Chris.
Yeah, just YouTube. Yeah. You have to fail before you can learn.
100%.
And you have to go feet first. You have to go on the deep end. Because it's okay watching YouTube videos and doing a bit of reading, but you don't really learn until you've actually done it or even try. No. You've got to try. I said, right, let's do it. Let's go straight to a 7-bed HMO. So had a C3 family home, got a bridge loan, very scary. The actual owner of the bridge loan company, he had this like evil Russian accent as well.
Had you spoke to the planning department by this point?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got,
when they picked up the phone.
Right. So you had they were quite receptive to the idea then. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd actually I've been introduced through my broker to a group of they were actually more architects and planners. Always go with a planning consultant. Always go with a planning consultant Because if you don't, and you just go with an architect and hope an architect, because they can do pretty drawings, right?
Yeah.
So obviously they must know something about planning because they've just told you that they know everything about planning. They can get this through for you. That's not true. That's not true.
I learned that, yeah.
So I paid a bunch of money to get all these pretty drawings drawn up and go straight from a C3 to a Sue Gen. Like, what's a Sue Gen? Sui Gen, Sui Generis. So all these wonderful, beautiful ways of saying it. It's Latin, isn't it, for something other or something else?
It's got no box to be put in.
Yeah, I know. Something else, some other, miscellaneous.
Yeah.
So I went straight from a C3 to a Sue Gen. This went on for like 12 weeks, and it was 12 weeks of pain. And it was like sleepless nights as well. Remember, I had a full-time job too, and a bridge loan. And this the owner of the bridge loan company with this evil Russian accent saying, "Chris, are you still in control?" He actually said that to me. He called me up and he goes, "Chris, are you still in control?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm still in control." He goes, "I see this has been knocked back and it's been recommended for rejection on the portal." I said, "Oh my God, right, you can see that too." And he goes, "Well, if you want a bit more money, would that help?" I said, No, I'm fine, I'm okay. But that is enough to keep you up at night and to worry. And it did.
Yeah,
and it did.
Just the voice, I think, would keep me
awake.
Yeah.
It's horrific, isn't it? Maybe I'll do a good impression. I never actually met him in person either. No, so what we did was, seeing as that's now been recommended for rejection, I had no idea that you can just go and you can do an HMO and just keep it as a C3. The reason why I guess people go from a C3 to C4 is to boost the valuation at the end.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or to help them get to the next stage of that Sui Gen, Sue Generis.
Yeah.
That's the I didn't know any of this.
Yeah.
I got told that there was something called a C3 to a C4. So, oh my God, what? I can go from 0 to 6 rooms.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. And then I want 7 at the end of it. What? And then my planning application is just for a net 1. Well, that's incredible. Why don't I just do that?
Yeah.
I did it.
That's the route you went.
Yeah.
And
So, I spent quite a bit of money getting there, and I almost bankrupted myself doing it. But you've got to create your own reality, right?
You've just created the I suppose, that expensive training course for yourself, but that experience on that one property has taught you everything by the sound of it, like almost everything.
Well, a lot. And you know, when you zoom out from this, and you always have to try and zoom out, and you look back and you go, right, what could I have done better? I don't know. Honestly, looking back, I mean, if I didn't go through and do what I did and spend the money that I did, would I have learned as much?
Exactly. Probably not.
No. So would it have been solved if I paid thousands of pounds to go to a property course? I don't know, because it wouldn't have been me doing it. It would have been me sitting down and listening to someone else who's done it.
The lessons wouldn't have been as real, would they?
No. And that's it. It has to be real. And it has to be real for you. It's okay listening to someone else's experience.
Yeah, you need to feel it. You need to feel the pain, don't you?
You do. You know that feeling when all your insides drop?
Yeah, you need
that.
Like,
yeah, you do.
It makes you,
Because do you not think sometimes it's all a test?
A lot it is, 100%.
And it's how you react.
Of course it is, yeah.
How are you going to react to this test? Because that determines what you do next, right? And that determines how far you go. Because if you crumble and you cry and you sit in a corner and you go, I don't want to do it again, that's when you fail.
Yeah, which is what most people do.
That is.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot behind that. And I think your previous guest, Nick, who's been with me all the way, it helps to have people around you, because this is a lonely world.
100%, yeah.
It's great to have your WhatsApp group, your people in there. Everyone's talking about the various different things that they've done, but it really helps to have someone to pick up the phone to who may have been through this and to be able to speak to. And Nick's been a great blessing with that.
100%, yeah.
But it is lonely.
Whatever you go through, it is a lonely industry, yeah, 100%. I always say that. But whatever you're going through, you can guarantee somebody else has been through it. Well, multiple people have. And it doesn't feel like that at the time. At your lowest moments, you think, you know, you downval, the deal's fallen to pieces, your private investors pulled out, whatever it may be. Yeah. You feel like it's never happened to anybody else, but ultimately there's always someone, luckily, on the end of your phone that you can speak to.
Absolutely. That's that exit strategy. You know, when you go into a deal and you say, well, I never had the exit strategy. I never actually thought that far ahead. Right, okay, this will be great for cash flow, this 7-bed HMO. Yeah. But what about the valuation at the end? How much can we really add? I've read this, all these wonderful things about these things, commercial valuations. What are they? Oh, there's this other thing called a hybrid valuation, which is a mix of bricks and mortar, and then you've got that commercial element, and they stick it together, and it depends whether the valuer wakes up on the right side of bed, because a lot of the time they don't. Exactly. So it's knowing your valuers, knowing your lenders, knowing your brokers, and actually getting everyone, your power team around you, because once you've established that, it becomes a lot easier. 100%.
So where did you go from that 7-bed? You must have been emotionally drained by then.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Until the value was it a positive valuation? I'm
No,
guessing?
it wasn't. It was a down valuation.
Oh, wow,
They
okay.
gave me a hybrid, and that's when I learned about hybrid
Right, so
valuations.
how much were you in the red, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it was actually valued £200,000 lower than what it was recently valued at the end of last year.
Oh, wow.
For the same property. Yeah, they woke up on the wrong side of bed, clearly.
Right, okay. So how did you deal with that?
We took the money out. The deal, we actually left a load of money in initially, like as in a ridiculous amount of money in.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that much more money to play with.
Yeah.
But thankfully, there is a lender called Kent Reliance.
Yeah, I
and
use them a lot, yeah.
We'd found a property in Ipswich.
Right.
It's a little bit far flung for us, but it was too good to miss out.
Dominated by somebody else.
No, I heard that too. Yeah. There's another story to that. Yeah. I then put down what was left, what came out of this refinancing culture. So I put it down at a 20% deposit. I put it down this little property there, this big property rather, and it was already an 8-bed HMO.
Right. Okay.
So all right, okay, fine. So we've basically bankrupted ourselves at this point. But what we've done is we've earned cash flow.
Yeah.
Because we've got our 7-bed here. We got our 8-bed over here, and that's cash flowing. But we've still got our full-time jobs.
I guess that's the only positive. If it's not really a positive, but if you from a down valuation, is your monthly cash flow obviously improves on what you thought it was going to, isn't it? And
that's
I
it.
suppose when the numbers are the size that you're sort of discussing here, the difference in the monthly cash flow must have been huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was. But then we found ourselves in a position that so many investors find themselves in, whereas all of my money was wrapped up in bricks and mortar, and I was stuck. So right, what are we going to do here?
Yeah.
What is this there? What is this thing called a loan agreement? It's private investor finance. So we can raise money, we can give back interest, and people will be happy with that.
Yeah.
Well, people have just got money sitting around. You'd be surprised how many people that you know, friends, family, the guy sitting next to you at the bus stop, how much money they've actually got sitting there, and they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
They have no idea how to invest it. You do, because you're a property investor.
Yeah.
You could hypothetically take that money from them, give them a percentage back monthly or rolled up interest, just like a bridge loan.
Yeah.
And then you could, and this is exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I took that money and then I put it into the build cost of doing this up. I went through full planning and I knew what I was doing this time.
In the 8-bed.
In the 8-bed for Ipswich, yes.
And it was already HMO.
It was already an HMO.
Licensed.
It was fully licensed, yes.
Right. Okay.
So I turned it into a 9-bed, all singing, all dancing,
Gosh, you
bells,
did.
whistles, everything. I created a car park.
Did you?
Never did one of them before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I built a car park on the side. It's beautiful. It overlooks the Bowls Club of Ipswich.
Oh,
It's beautiful. It's in the Millionaires Row of Ipswich. And it was a low purchase price, but then I actually got a full commercial valuation on it at the end. But I'd broken records. I'd set a new high. And this is what Nick was, he touched upon this point earlier about always competing against each other because you need that. You need that.
100% you do.
I'd achieved £1,000 a room per room, and I'm going around. I got 9 of them.
Bloody
Right, somewhere a little bit less than that, but it's all bills included. But remember, I said it was with Kent Reliance. Now that was when it was really dirt cheap, so I was enjoying all this cash flow all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was
This
free
is
money,
brilliant.
wasn't it?
Yeah, but I used that money to pay back the investor his interest.
Brilliant.
And then when I refinanced, I paid the investor back the rest of his capital. I was like, geez, now I've got this cash. It's literally it's created wealth.
Yeah.
And that is what property is.
Yeah.
You're creating wealth.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the Bank of England, they can go and print money.
Yeah.
We can't.
No.
But what we can do is go and add value to something.
Exactly. Yeah.
For example, a property, and then you get it valued at the end, and then you've created an economy. You create that wealth, and you just borrow against it, and you just keep going again. Then I got my Colchester, my 7-bed, revalued. I was like, hang on, I've just borrowed. So I've just got them properly valued. You borrow against them both. It's like, right, now I've got all this cash. I've got this cash flow still. They're locked in for 5 years, each one.
And it was obviously a lot better valuation the second time round.
Yes, it was.
And what was the time difference between the two valuations?
2 years.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years it timed to be. But yeah, it's a slow journey. It can be a
Probably
slow
is slow, and it's not liquid either, is it? Like you just said, you're creating wealth, and a lot of it's stored at times, but you know ultimately you're going to be able to grab hold of it at some point whenever you need it.
That's it.
Yeah.
But at the end of last year, when I had both valuations done for both properties, that is what enabled me to give up my full-time job in London.
Amazing.
So I gave that up on the 4th of August last year, the day after my daughter's
Congratulations.
birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I've got 3 kids as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what you do, I've heard it said that it's for legacy. It's not. It's for freedom. It's not just legacy. It's for freedom. So you can spend that time with your kids. You can take your daughter to school and you can do that school run because all the other dads are hard at work you're given the opportunity to go and do that because you worked hard for it. You can go and drop your daughter at school.
100%.
You can go and pick her up from school.
Yeah,
you can
can't
take
put
her
a price
swimming
on
lessons. You can't put a price on that because they remember that and that stays with them for life.
100%.
My dad was there because maybe he worked his ass off to try and get there.
Mate, that is just amazing. Absolutely. You've crammed so much in there, and it's just, it sounds like an absolute, I'm sure it felt a lot longer to yourself, but it sounds like an absolute whirlwind of a journey. And it sounds like a lot of the make or break sort of periods for yourselves were almost forced upon you because of the downval, and you sort of stumbled upon private finance, and it all sort of, it seems like it was meant to be. Almost, yeah.
You have to manifest it. Remember, I said at the beginning of this, you have to create your own reality.
Yeah.
Now, there have been so many times throughout the entire process where I've just gone, fuck. Like you lose your sleep at night if you don't get a good night's sleep. That's a form of torture, isn't it? If you don't sleep properly at night, and so obviously with having 3 kids as well, I mean, that's obviously
a lot on your shoulders,
you wake up and you go, am I doing the right thing here? Am I? Yeah. Throw all that out of your head. Yes, you're doing the right thing here. Keep going. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you fail. And if you fail, then what was the point?
Exactly.
And what example does that set to your children? Or all of those people around you, all those people who doubted you, who said there's no way that you can do that because you only got 10 GCSEs at grade C. So you are the average student. You are not, there's nothing special about you.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's something special about everybody.
Yeah.
But it's for them to tap into that and find that and then utilize that and then put that out to the world, because it is all about making your own world.
Yeah,
I think
100%. Is that a mindset that you've always had? Have you always been that type of character?
Not really, no. Not really, no.
It's quite ballsy what you've done, especially with three kids.
I think it was actually through experience and actually doing it. That's what kind of, I think, molded me. Was you know that feeling that we spoke about earlier, where all your insides drop and you go, "Am I doing the right thing?"
I actually felt it there. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah. It is awful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The amount of times that you have that molds you into the character that you are today, and
100%.
because that is an experience.
Yeah.
And what we are now, it's just literally millions of experiences, isn't it? Just all rolled up into one to make you who you are.
Yeah.
Well, look at what you're doing today, and look at what you've achieved. Yeah. How long have you been doing this?
Property.
Yeah.
22 years.
22 years.
Yeah.
See? And what was it that got you into it?
I was working in the steelworks in Redcar, where everybody worked in those days, and everyone around me, and I worked with 20 or 30 guys, repeatedly said, "We should have bought houses when I was your age. We should have bought houses when I was your age." And I used to think, well, you're on good money. For the North East, they were on good money, relatively speaking. And I used to sit there on a night shift, covered in coal and crap and breathing in silicon dust all night. And I used to sit and talk to them, and not one of them said anything different than, "Oh, we should have bought houses when I was yours." I thought, well, why didn't you?
Yeah, the shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? Yeah.
So I just started buying houses, thinking, well, they all wish they'd done it, so I'm going to do it. That's where it came. That's where it came from.
Good on you.
But my dad was had a painter and decorating business, so I used to go on sites in his van, and so I always had a bit of a curiosity around the construction business.
Yes.
So it was sort of those two things muddled up, I guess.
Yeah, turning something into something. That is essentially what property is, really, isn't it? So did you, along the way, did you have a lot of people telling you that you can't do it, or they had doubts in you and there was no way that you could do this because they hadn't done it?
Yeah.
So people want to, I think this is a natural human thing, right? People want to criticize and they want to drag you down. Because it makes them feel better about themselves.
Of course it does, yeah. It puts a mirror in front of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's fantastic for them, and they feel great because they've just gone and put you down. Yeah. Because they feel down. Yeah. And how dare you leave that? How dare you leave your comfort zone? How dare you try and better yourself? You shouldn't be doing this because that's not normal. No. But you don't want to be normal, do you?
No.
Why would you want to be normal? Yeah, if you're normal, then there's nothing exceptional about you. You want to be exceptional. You have to be exceptional.
100%.
Otherwise, you can't succeed.
No. And ironically, those older guys that were telling me, we should bought houses, we should bought houses.
Yeah.
They were the first to criticise when I did start. They were like,
"Of course,
you'll never make any money out of that."
Oh yeah.
I used to think, I've just sat for 3 years and listened to you tell me how much you wish you'd bought it.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing it.
Yeah.
To get yourself off the hook, you're telling me it's a bad idea.
That's right.
Just mental.
It is. Don't listen to it. Shut it out.
Yeah.
It's just
difficult
noise.
at times, but you need to. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the moment, what I'm doing, remember I said to you about the refinances that I did at the end of last year, and I become to a point financially free, and I left my full-time job.
Yeah.
My other half, she left her full-time job. Now she gets to be that full-time mum and take care of the family and do all these wonderful things that she wasn't ever able to do before, but she dreamed of doing it. Now I've given her the opportunity to do that. We've got this great life. I love my life.
Yeah.
But I don't meet many people that say that.
No.
And that is a shame.
It's sad, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. So I wake up every day. I love my life. I enjoy my day. I enjoy everything about it. I get home. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I've been on site, which I'm going to come to in a moment, because I've got three builds on at the minute. I just went, fuck it. I'm going to go for it.
Builds. New builds.
No, conversions.
Right,
HMO
okay.
conversions. So one was a buy-to-let.
Yeah.
So that was a very
That you already owned?
No, I've just bought that about 7 weeks ago.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. So I bought that for quite cheap.
Yeah.
Now I'm refinancing it for... It's actually one of them free houses.
Right, okay. Yeah,
It's
you don't
actually-
get many of them, do you?
No, you don't. You see them, you read about them, you hear about them on YouTube, but I've actually got one. I've actually got one off the back of it. But I can come to that later. I know I'm dotting all over the place now, aren't I? But I've got 2 6-bed HMOs in creation right now.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm having a bit of fun with it.
So are they followed on from the 9-bed that you did?
Yes.
So they're your next 3 properties?
They are, yes.
Right, okay.
So, got the 7-bed,
Yeah.
got the 9-bed. They helped me get financially free. I've taken that money out, and now I've got that buy-to-let, which is pretty good money-wise. It's that free house that I told you about, refinancing that one. And then I've got the 2 6-bed HMO creations, which I'm doing right now. And they are 0.25 miles away from each other, all 4 of these properties.
Perfect.
In Colchester.
That's perfect, yeah.
So I've got the monopoly. So when it comes to valuation time, I am the comparable.
You're creating your own market. Yeah.
I am the market.
Yeah.
So when they say, they is in the value, and they say, we haven't got too many comparables here. Aha! I've got all of them.
Yeah.
Yes, and when I put up the rents for over here, I might put them up over here. I can control that market, and if you've got that monopoly and you can do that, that's power, right there, because you can control what your commercial valuations are going to be. But that's a whole different story.
Superb. Interesting that you've bought a buy-to-let, actually, because you've had so much success from the HMOs.
Yes,
Most people would have just doubled down on the HMOs and become almost obsessed with that. But
that's right.
So what was the psychology, I guess, behind buying the buy-to-let?
Right, it's diversification, which you need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, some people they go into they say, crypto's this fantastic thing. I've never really been into it. I can't bring myself to say, right, I want to learn about this. 'Cause I just don't have the interest. My interest is property. I'm full on property like the whole time. Yeah. People go, why don't you get into stocks and shares? Well, I haven't really got an interest in stocks and shares. It's property all day long because that's what I feel that I'm good at. You should stick with what you're good at. If you don't stick with what you're good at and you try and do everything, then that's just a waste of time because you may not be good at all of it.
Yeah.
But if you should go with your passion. If your passion's property, do it. Now, it's diversification. I hope to get more buy-to-lets as well. And if they could be free, then that's great.
I think buy-to-lets are great. I've bought a few this year, and I've built most of my portfolios buy-to-let. Yeah, it just works in my investment area.
Yeah,
it's the best. It's the best sort of.
It's very safe, isn't it?
It is. It's easy, and it's they're just good long term. A lot of them have had the same tenants in for 10 or 12 years. And
that's it.
Yeah, it's they are good. They have the place. Anyway.
Yeah. The houses down south are they're very overpriced in places. And they are just going up, and it's ridiculous. And the barrier to entry is just becoming higher, and you need more money as a deposit. You do, because the numbers don't stack, and it doesn't work. And then you come out and you're like, okay, I've got £100 profit. If the boiler didn't break, if the boiler breaks, you ain't made any profit that year.
Exactly.
That's not good, is it?
No.
But it's good to diversify because capital growth, what we touched upon earlier, when that goes up, you make your money for free.
Gosh, you are. Yeah.
After, because you can always borrow against it again.
Gosh, you are, yeah.
Don't be afraid of debt.
No, exactly. The good thing about property debt is you only legally own 25% financially of the asset.
Yes.
But when the asset does go up capital wise, you get 100% of that growth.
Yes.
So you're only putting 25% of the money in, and you're getting 100% of the growth.
Exactly.
There's not many asset classes you can do that.
No, there isn't. But yeah, the power of leverage is incredible. But once you uncover that and once you establish that, I mean, I did that from a very young age. I was 25 years old, a decade ago, if you can believe it. when I discovered that I could leverage, and that's when I become that accidental landlord I said to you about. I've told you more here than most of my friends know about me, by the way.
Yeah,
but please feel
That's,
honored.
I'm just providing the platform for you to
There
open
it is. It's
up,
all going to be out there now, isn't it?
100%. Yeah. Everyone's going to be copying off you.
Full transparency.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I'm
It's good.
financially naked upon the world right now. Just pull my pants down.
It's not that type of podcast. So what? You've gone from the 7-bed, the 9-bed. You've
Yes.
gone into a buy-to-let and then 2 6-beds.
Yes.
They must be piece of cake for you then.
Yes, I am. So that minimos.
Yeah.
So I wanted to. I wanted to literally. I've done 2 large HMOs. I've done 2 Sue Generis, whatever. What do you call them?
Sue Generis, yeah.
Sue Generis.
But
So do I. I
yeah.
call them Sue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sue Generis.
Yeah.
So would you ever call them a Sue Gen?
No, I'm from the northeast. We can't really say that.
I love that.
We get beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. You get
So
a bit
Sue
up down
Generis. It
south.
just sounds like you're talking about the girl down the road, Sue Generis.
Yeah. No, she was. Yeah.
She was a nice girl back in the day.
Barrel of laughs.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Can't remember now.
No.
The 6-beds, they must be a piece of cake for you after.
Yes, mini Mos.
Yeah.
So you got to do a mini mode before you get to an HMO, right? The C3 to C4 before you get the C4 to the Sue Gen. Girl down the pub, right?
Yeah.
Before you get that, and you get to meet the girl down the pub with a high valuation, you get to do all those wonderful things and actually withdraw and take all that money out.
Yeah.
You've got to do your mini Mos first. I did it backwards.
Yeah.
So I've got my Sue Gens. So now I want to get some mini Mos, some 6-bed HMOs, 6-bed, 6-bathroom. It's bread and butter, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it is. For a
Your
planet.
9-bed, I think I saw it on your socials. Is it the one with it's got a big open field behind it?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that's the Bowls
I mean, that's
Club.
a hell of a building,
Beautiful,
that.
isn't it?
Stunning.
Yeah,
Absolutely stunning.
yeah. 210 metres squared, I think that was.
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
end. EPC rating of C, I think I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're taking on some big developments then. It's you're not messing about.
No.
Where do you see it going? Are you just going to continue buying the HMOs?
I got asked this last week. When is enough enough? When are you going to give up? I don't want to give up. I want to keep going. What is my end goal? It's not necessarily I want to go to Dubai. It's other people have this. Like Nick, he's mentioned he wanted to go to Dubai. This is beautiful. This is a lovely place to be. I don't see myself. I want to do this until I don't want to do it. I want to do this until the point when I say, right, I'm fed up, and right now I'm hungry. I'm going for it.
Yeah.
But where do I see myself? I can't give you that answer. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully not getting bored of this and just to keep going and create an empire. Building empires is fun,
Yeah.
right? And there's a lot of hard work and everything that goes into it, but expanding, really. I'm in growth mode. I don't want to think about ending. I don't want to think about the end. I just want to keep expanding.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself ending?
When I first started investing in property, I had this image that it would create early retirement for me.
Yeah.
And now I got to a place about 5 years ago where I didn't need to work anymore, and had 8 months of not working. And
Yeah.
it was the worst 8 months of my life.
Yeah.
It was so boring.
Yeah.
I took up golf, which I don't even like. It was just.
I've done that.
Yeah, I was just
Recently.
I was just existing. So then I started the business, started the estate agency,
Yes.
and
Yes.
felt like I had a bit of purpose again, I guess. And now I couldn't think of anything worse than retiring.
Yeah.
Like people say, when you're going to retire, I'm like, well, hopefully never.
No.
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 I'd like to spend my time in a warmer climate, but I'd still like to be doing property developments, be it in the UK or abroad, and just cherry picking, knowing that I don't need to do it, but I enjoy the process.
Of course. And with what you do here and where you podcast, you can literally do that from anywhere in the world, right?
Of course you can, yeah.
Maybe Dubai or somewhere like that.
Exactly, yeah.
The sky is not the limit. Nothing is the limit. There is no limit.
Yeah.
If you can just convince yourself that the sky is unlimited, then there's no stopping you, is there? Really?
So what's the main lessons you've learned along the way when it comes to HMOs? What are the main obstacles? We know in the early days we're well aware of those, but as you move forward,
Where do I start?
what's the biggest banana skins to avoid now you've got more experience, more knowledge?
Oh, you must have that clear end goal in mind, because if you don't, you're screwed. You really do need to have your exit strategy set up. And it's obviously going to be a refinance. No one sells an HMO, not unless they have to. So you need to make sure your numbers stack. When I went into that first HMO with that 7-bed in Colchester that I told you about, I didn't have an end goal.
No.
I said...
Just because of lack of knowledge, though.
It was lack of knowledge, yeah. So obviously, you get yourself clued up, you get yourself knowledgeable, right? You arm yourself to the teeth before you go in there. And as part of arming yourself to the teeth, you need to know what your exit strategy, what your number's going to be. Is it going to be an all money out deal? Is it going to be 75% loan to value? Why would you do a different number? No. You're going to lock that in for 5 years. It's going to be subject to capital growth anyway. You take that money out, especially if you're on growth.
25% is a good buffer still, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It is. And commercial valuations are not going anywhere because what you've done is you've taken that property and you've made it vastly different to what it was as a family home, haven't you? Yeah. You've changed the usage class, not just through PD to get to C4. You've gone through full planning to make that a SUGEN. They have to go. They have to fight tooth and nail to turn that into a family home.
It's just not going to work. It
isn't.
No.
And if you've got yourself 7 beds, 6 bathrooms, however many bathrooms, think of the electrical, think of the plumbing bill to turn that back into a family home. That is never going to get compared to a family home ever again. Yeah. So therefore, I don't see commercial valuations going anywhere anytime soon. So borrow 75%.
Exactly. How have you seen the market in Colchester change, and how do you assess tenant demand now? Is it the same way you did back then? Is it just on the spare room? Just how have you seen tenant demand? Has it grown in Colchester?
It's through the roof.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of housing developments around Colchester, around Essex, and around London because it's got easy access to London. Not that many people, not that there's as many millions of people working in London now as there were, because there's this wonderful thing called working from home ever since COVID, right? But what we have seen is a huge uptick in people looking. It's a supply and demand, right? So it's your economies of scale, right? Yeah. So if there's not enough supply of good HMOs, we've got a lot of terrible HMOs, like probably in Darlington, I think you mentioned earlier. Yeah. We've got a lot of terrible ones, but there's not enough good ones. There really isn't. But if you can make yours better than the rest, then there is no comparable. And if you have a monopoly in the area, then you are the comparable, especially if you control the market rents. Yeah. We have seen, huge demand and not enough good supply, which is great for me.
So you go, same as Nick, you go well over and above, and you superb finishes on your HMOs. They're brilliant property. I'm not just saying that because they are really, really good properties. What's the key to, do you self-manage?
Yes.
What's the key to maintaining that? HMOs do get knocked about, whether they're student or professional, do get knocked about, just the nature of them, the heavily, the heavily populated buildings. So how do you maintain the quality as the property ages? I don't mean ages long term, but 2 to 3 years. Yeah,
we do room inspections as well once every 3 months, which is in our tenants agreements, of which we draw up. So we are quite close to. Well, this doesn't actually. When we scale, this can't actually be a possibility. It can be with the tenants that we've known for longer, but with our tenants, we do keep in contact.
Good relationships.
We do, and also it's quite a vigorous process in referencing to, and we do the credit checks and we go through the full shebang and basically almost interview them before they actually end up living in there. I mean, I do the checking myself. I do the tenant viewings, the potential tenant viewings. And you truly don't know what a tenant is going to be like until they're in there.
No, of course.
So they could be the nicest person. They could be the nicest person in the world.
Great on paper.
Yeah, but they could be filthy when it comes to cooking or cleaning up after themselves. You don't know this.
No.
So you have to try and... it comes with experience.
Yeah, of course. The HMOs that we manage, because we manage quite a few HMOs, and we have a WhatsApp group for each house, and we encourage tenants to sort of grass each other up in the politest way they possibly can. Yeah. And that creates a good culture, actually. Everyone's accountable in this WhatsApp group. So someone will put a picture on of the dirty pots and pans. Yeah. And someone will most of the time, someone will put their hand up and say, sorry, I'm coming down. Yeah. I'm going to sort it.
Or if Dave goes, no, that was Pete. Like, no, yeah. We've done this with the WhatsApp groups, and we've said, right, this is for emergencies only. And people understand that to a point. Yeah. But if it's a Friday or a Saturday night, they've had a couple of drinks, they get home and they go, oh my God, the cleaner's moved my stuff. Where's the cleaner moved your stuff to at 10 o'clock at night? It's like this urgent thing. Like in some people's worlds, what is immediately urgent isn't actually really urgent. When you zoom out of something, just because the cleaner moved your stuff, is it really an emergency that everyone needs to know about? Where she moved it to? She moved it into my cupboard. Yeah. Is it really an emergency? Do we all need to be woken up by this?
It's quite trivial.
Yeah, it is. But I guess that comes with being sensible about when you come to tenant referencing and who you're going to take on board, because you know from experience who's good and who's bad. Of course you do. You get a feeling after a while, right?
Yeah, your gut feelings. It's worth a lot. So You're gonna you do these 6 beds, and then what? What's in your mind? Are you
Going to
gonna
go and do them again. Going to go and get another. Yeah, going to get another 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Or next year, I hope to get another 6 if I can. If I can get 36 rooms, 36. If I can do that next year, then I think I'm on to a winner. Brilliant. I really do. And all it is I'm bouncing leverage from one to the other to the other. It's not rocket science. These are minimos. These are straightforward, very easy HMOs. Permitted development. There's no Article 4, not yet, but there is talk of it in Colchester. But when that comes in, I get granddad rights. I've got my monopoly and granddad rights.
I mean, I mean, we saw it in Newcastle when they brought an Article 4 around there. It was like winning the lottery for a lot of existing HMO landlords.
Exactly. Yeah, automatic commercial valuation on a 5-bed or more, right?
So is the talk of Article 4 coming in?
Yes, there is talk of it coming in.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any plans drawn up just yet, but Colchester is quite a hot market. There's a lot of people that try their luck there and they fail because it's all a conservation area too.
Yeah, okay. So I guess it's a buying spree then to get in before that.
Absolutely.
Before that time comes.
So we're looking at old tired HMOs as well as just pretty much old tired properties. The name of the game: buy the worst house on the best street.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, rinse, repeat, you're onto a winner every time.
100%. Do you think you'll ever venture out of Colchester, or do you think if it works, just keep doing it, keep repeat?
Well, we've touched upon Ipswich, but obviously,
of course.
We are obviously working quite closely with the King of Ipswich.
Yeah.
So we are looking at other areas outside of Colchester, but I can't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah, okay. And from financing the deals and financing deals going forward, then you've obviously created a lot of equity in what you've done already.
That's right.
Are you still working with investors?
No. I mean, I'd be open to it, of course. I mean, to scale. I mean, if I worked with an investor, hypothetically, I could get another 2 a year, right?
Yeah.
3. It depends how big you want to think, right?
Exactly.
But at the moment, quite comfortable. Don't need to work with any investors, and the door's not shut on that one.
No, because the investor you used in the early days, I'm guessing they obviously had a good experience with working with you, so you'd...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I made them a lot of money.
Yeah.
I made them a lot of money. And they told me after that I made them a lot of money too.
Yeah.
That's when you made them too much money.
100%. Yeah, without a doubt.
But yeah, the door's not shut on that one. But look, sky is not a limit.
One thing I want to ask is, you've got a lot of time freedom now. Obviously, you said that some time ago now you created financial freedom, and you could leave your day job and your wife could, which is just an amazing feat, especially at a young age. What's that given you? What are the best things that property has given you? You've touched on something, but go deeper. What's the best things it's given you?
Instead of someone telling you how you should plan your day, you can plan your own day. Now, I know that's branching on from the answer of freedom, but that is powerful. When you get up and you say, right, even in the daytime, when are you going to take your lunch? Can I take my lunch at this time? There's none of that. I take my lunch when I want to take my lunch. I go and get a coffee when I want to go and get a coffee. If I want to go and take my daughter to school, take the swimming lessons, or pick her up, or drop my other son off at nursery, or I want to go and look after my other one while my other half gets her nails done, or something like that. My baby, he's 9 months old, so my youngest son is 9 months, my middle one 2 years old, and my daughter has just turned 5 last weekend. But I get to enjoy that. But all I'm doing here is I'm kind of repeating myself, but in a different way. But it truly is freedom. But I really need to hammer that home, because that is the important part of this.
I was just about to say, is there a part of you that start to take that for granted yet? Or are you conscious each day of, wow, I get to do this?
No.
Yeah.
There isn't a part of me that takes that for granted, because I've experienced a major part of it that I never got to have that, but I wanted it. I wanted that freedom, and I never had that, and I worked my arse off to get here. And I don't take anything for granted, because I've been there on the other side.
Okay. As regards your refurbishments and developments,
yes,
where are you at with your build team? Do you have the same build team that just goes in, rinse and repeat? How involved do you get?
We do. So on this latest one, I've done the house removal, but that was all part of the agreement on it. I don't know if you saw some of that recently.
I did, yeah, I saw it. Yeah,
creepy dolls.
Yeah. I did, yeah. That reel you did was
with the black eyes and
pretty scary,
the frostbite.
It was good though. It was entertaining.
Thank you very much. But yeah, so it's quite literally a case of just clearing that house more recently, and that's it. When someone says, "Oh, do you doing a house clearance?" I mean, you don't actually realise how much stuff is actually in there until you're literally trying to lift it out with a labourer or on your own, and then take it down the recycling centre. But yeah, it's quite a lot. So I try and work smarter rather than harder. There are other developers that are hands-on. They're there. They're getting dirty. They're getting paint over them. I try not to.
Do you like being there on site though?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do as well. Yeah,
I do. I like to, because there's always a question that comes up. Oh, by the way, Chris,
of course there is.
where's that socket going to go again? That little question there. Where's that plug
Saves
socket
a
going to
whole
go?
lot of pain, doesn't it?
It does, because if it ends up behind the bloody bed, well, that's no good, is it? Because you can't charge your phone from behind there, or actually even fit the plug behind the bed to turn it on. No, it needs to be beside the bed.
Yeah.
So that
So
little
you
visit
project
there is
manage
important.
it in a sense. It's still
I do.
there.
I do. And I coordinate, and I enjoy that.
Yeah.
It is fun.
And how often do you find yourself being on site?
Pretty much every day.
Do you?
Yeah. I bounce between them.
But it's not you have to be there. It's I want to be there.
I want to be there. I want to be amongst it. So I want to be at my build sites there. But as I said, I've got 2 currently going on there. But we do a lot of tenant management as well with all of our rooms, and we've got property scattered all over the place now. So it's there's a lot of property management and various things that need to. For example, I know over at Ipswich, all of our butter knives disappeared. Bit worrying that.
I think Nick took them, didn't he?
Yeah. We had about 30, but they were disappeared. So it's like replenishing little things like that. But I don't mind doing that. I don't mind doing, or just having them ordered in. I know there's more efficient ways to do that, but I like turning up to the properties and actually seeing the tenants if they are working from home. Is everything okay? Just being a presence, because you can find out a lot more in person than you can on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Do you think that'll always be the case? Do you think you'll always be involved in the management of the house, or do you think you'll pass it over eventually?
And I will pass it over eventually. I'm going to do it until I don't want to do it. I think it's probably my best answer.
Yeah.
But I can see myself passing it over probably at the end of this year.
Right. Okay. And
get to that point.
does your wife get involved in the property?
She does on the admin side.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
So she's the one in the backgrounds. I'm the monkey at the front that deals with the people, but she's the brains in the background.
Yeah. And with obviously the 7-bed and 9-bed are quite large HMOs. Do you find any social issues between tenants? Have you had any nightmares?
Yes, we have. There's always a tribalistic nightmare, isn't there? When a group of people don't get on with another group of people, and they all get together, and then there's someone that's potentially bullied or whatever. But yeah, we've experienced all of it, and you have to just zoom out, take a step back, be neutral, be professional, be calm, and take it with a pinch of salt. Ultimately, if they don't want to live there because of so and so, then they'll hand in the notice, and everything will work out in the end.
Yeah, for sure.
I found.
Yeah, because you'll find it that you get a lot of good people and you put them into a room and it's just literally a clash of personalities.
Yes.
It's not necessarily someone's in the wrong, or
That's right.
they just, like you said, you just don't, especially if you've got 9 living under one roof.
That's right.
It throws up challenges. I see people that have got 20, 25 bed HMOs and I just think...
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. And then but you have to try and personality match, though, don't you?
Yeah.
So when you're actually finding these people and you're pulling them in, it's like, if that person's a bit of a firecracker,
Yeah.
are they going to necessarily get on with that firecracker over there? No, they're not.
Exactly.
So you have to just use common sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I find the same. How's the current market with higher interest rates, et cetera, affected your strategy? Has it at all?
Not really, because rents went up. So this is the thing that people aren't necessarily talking about as much, is that yes, the
nobody's
interest,
talking about the positive, are they?
No. People want to focus on the negative, and that's all you read, because that's what grabs a headline. No one wants to read the nice things. How many times do you turn on the news? I turn on the news.
I never watch the news ever.
The other day at the gym, they put the news on at the gym. I have no idea why they do this, but you got the news on at the gym. There's this beautiful, rare white tiger from God knows where in the Far East, and it's got a little caption. It's got a cub. It's like this beautiful little cub. The caption is, "The other 3 cubs died in captivity." It's like, oh my God. They could have really put a different spin on that. That could have been wonderful, but that's not going to hold your attention, is it? Oh, it's a beautiful
Negativity sells, doesn't it, unfortunately,
sells.
especially in the UK.
Yeah, people love it. They revel in it.
Yeah,
Get away
they do.
from it.
Love a whinge, don't we?
They do. And you're the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with, right? I don't know who said that, but someone said it.
So true.
And it is true.
Well, that was my next question. I was going to say, you've been through some tough times already in your property. How do you stay grounded, and how important is it to have like-minded people around? We're in a very good WhatsApp group where there's people doing far bigger things than I'm doing. It's massively inspirational, but everyone shares the problems as well, which is great to see, and everybody helps each other. And
Absolutely.
I just wanted to say, how important do you think it is to have like-minded people around you?
It really is that important, because this is lonely. And I know we've touched on that a few times, but this does get lonely. Like, for example, the friends that you grew up with could hypothetically, everyone's got their own lives. right? But if you go to an event and people are moaning about their jobs, moaning about their life, moaning, but how many people do you come across that say, like, I really am enjoying my day-to-day? They're the people that you want to surround yourself with, surely, because that's, you just bounce positivity off each other. But you need to have self-awareness, because it's very easy to go in the pub with your mates, you go on a social, right? Go to a stag do. People see what you're doing on social media. Oh, right, well, Chris or David's going to buy this. David's around. David's going to be buying the beers. Because he's doing really well. He's got an estate agency. He's got a podcast. He's making P. Like, that man is going to. He is going to be the reason why I get a pint tonight. Yeah. Not putting my hand in my pocket. Yeah. But you get that.
You do get that, don't you?
You get that, and it's how you approach that. It's how you do.
Yeah, your friend circle changes, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. You need to just have self-awareness. Just be modest.
Yeah.
Don't show off. You don't need to show off.
No. You do come across as a modest guy, mate, and you've had a crazy journey. I just want to ask you one more question. What, if you could step back in time and do anything different, is there anything you would do?
No, because I wouldn't be where I am now.
Yeah, good answer. Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. You've had a mental journey in quite a short period of time. I can only imagine what you're going to achieve over the next few years.
Thank you, David. You too.
I look forward to watching it. Where is the best place for people to find you?
Instagram at Perry__living.
Yep.
You'll find me there. I don't really have any other form of social media. That's the main one. That's the most.
I think it's the easiest, isn't it? When we do what we do, it's easiest to sort of showcase everything.
That's right. And people can reach out to me easy there on the post, in the DM and such. Brilliant. But, I'm available for people to speak to.
Superb, mate. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
To everyone listening, if you got value from today's episode, please do leave us a review. It really does help. This has been Back to Brick. I'm David Lamb. Until next time, take care.